So what's up, everybody? She's finally done, the Black Knot. We've posted little teaser stuff here and there and pictures that you really couldn't tell a whole lot about, and that's because we wanted to save it for this, the reveal video, I guess you'd say. As you can see, I think it turned out pretty good. We went with a black on black theme, a little bit of red, a little bit of white, a little bit of gray, just to break it up a little bit. But I think she's turned out good. Well, to begin with, we took the, when we disassembled everything, kind of figured out what we needed to replace. A lot of that I talked about in the crash video as we were sitting out here with the wrecked version of it. But basically we ended up redoing, replacing the steering stem, the handlebars, the A-arms, the tie rods. What else did we replace on it? The plastics, new graphics, the air box, new exhaust, rear axle, rear brake disc. Let's see, I'm sure there's some other stuff that
subframe.
Yeah, the subframe we had to replace.
Radiator.
Radiator. The hand, the levers.
The clutch levers.
Yeah, the clutch and the brake lever, and
the brake reservoir.
Yeah, the brake lever reservoir part. We put the hand guards on it. Well, let me back up and kind of tell you what we did going through it. So to begin with, we tore everything apart. We took the frame, the subframe, and all the parts we were having powder coated to SS Customs in Claxton. And I'll put the number on the bottom of the screen right here for you if you're interested in having some powder coating done in this area. He is fantastic, folks. I'm talking about top-notch quality. So if you need any, pretty much he can powder coat just about anything you can think of. He does a lot of gun parts too. ARs, pistols, whatever. You know, if you got some gun parts you wanted powder coated, he could do that too. But anyway, he done a fantastic job sandblasting and prepping everything and powder coating. As you can see, the uniformity of it is probably about the best that you're going to be able to tell on camera. But it's awesome. I mean, it's just it's a lot of the parts we buy are powder coated from the factory, and I guess because they're mass producing them, the quality is just not like it is to have an individual to take the time, touch every part of it, and really make sure everything's ready. It's just top quality work, folks. So we got the frame, the subframe, the swing arm. The rear axle was actually chrome. When we bought the new one, came chrome, but we had him powder coat that as well. Yeah, the handguard pieces, steering stem,
bumper.
Yeah, the front bumper,
rear grab bar.
The grab bar. Yeah, all that stuff was done in a gloss black powder coat, and we went with the Mayer plastics, and they're a little different than the factory plastics, but they pretty good. They look good. I like the way they look. Fitment's not quite as good as you would get with Yamaha, but they turned out good nonetheless. We got the gloss black fenders all around, and got FTR is another company that we got to do these graphics for us, and they're satin black or flat black, and we wanted to go with something that was not really murdered out, but kind of along those lines. And we wanted to stay with a design with the graphics that was something that Yamaha could do straight from the factory. And that's kind of, we were inspired by a video that was on ATV Swap Garage, and we kind of put our own little twist on what they were doing there. But we wanted to build something that was like a 700RR that Yamaha could put out straight from the factory. Everybody knows the Raptors hadn't changed a whole lot in the past few years, and that's really a good thing, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. But the most common things that people do to the Raptor is obviously the big three. That's usually the first thing that everybody goes for. And you know, if you do the kind of riding that we do, sometimes track, sometimes trail, dirt roads, whatever, we always widen ours out. So that's something else that Yamaha could do straight from the factory. If they would go ahead and put the extended A-arms on the front and extended rear axle on the rear and put the big 3 and a different color scheme, something that's not quite as quirky. I mean, Yamaha's has some nice designs. My favorite was the one like Lane is sitting on there of mine, the 2017 models, and they actually had the blue down the center. I like what they've done this year with carrying the just straight white plastics all the way through. I think that was a good idea. And anyway, we wanted to kind of show what Yamaha could do straight from the factory. If you wanted a Raptor 700Rr, then this is kind of the platform that we think they should put out. I mean, obviously the cost would be more, but if they go ahead and straight from the factory, widen it out and put the big 3 on it and set the shocks up a little better for the extended A-arms and everything, I think they'd sell a ton more just because they already have all that work done to them. I mean, it saves $2,000 to $3,000 straight out of the gate on top of what you're paying for the quad. But back to what we done to this one, folks. Sorry, I'm rambling. We went with the FullFlight A-arms this time. We had the Albas on there before, and Alba makes some nice parts. We just hadn't had very good luck with the A-arms.
Very unsatisfactory.
So we went with the FullFlight again. I've run them on mine since I've widened it out, and hadn't had any issues at all. Sometimes the hinds squeak a little bit, but you know, I've a little WD-40 after you wash it, and that's usually not a problem. Usually that's when they squeak, when you wash them and the water gets in the joints, they'll squeak a little after that. But after you dry it, if you'll spray a little WD-40 in those hinds, it takes care of that problem. So anyway, we got the Alba front bumper, the Nerf bars, the steering stem, gas cap, case saver. We did have the rear grab bar, but it got pretty smashed up in the wreck, so we just threw the factory grab bar on the back for now. But let's see what else we got. We got the full monster exhaust, ceramic coated pipe in black, and this thing sounds awesome. Camera never does justice to the sound of an ATV. So if you've ever heard one in person, they are loud and they are mean. I love my big gun, but it just don't compare to the monster, the sound and the performance. Since adding the air box and putting the pipe on it, he got a new tune from FTR Racing set up for the full big 3 monster exhaust, and we are very anxious to take this thing down the trails and see what it does, because just putting around here on it to wash it in the backyard and stuff, it feels like it's gonna be mean.
It's squirrely with me.
Yeah, it'll get away from you if you ain't careful. Went with the FMX seat cover, full grabber seat. That thing's awesome. Same thing I'm running on mine. We got the new headlights. I'll try to throw a clip in of that. They're the Amazon, I don't know who makes them, to tell you the truth, but they look awesome and they work pretty good too, a lot better than stock. He broke the right side headlight in the crash, so it needed to be replaced. So we threw on the replacement LED version. It's got the running lights that are on all the time when the quad's on, then your high and your low beam. I think it's a projector style headlight.
Like Mishimoto's.
Yeah, they are nice. The Alba steering stem, that's something I gotta talk about here just a second, folks. I wasn't sure about the steering stem at first because of the height of it. I wasn't sure how it was gonna feel. It doesn't look like a big difference, but it does raise it about 1.5 inches to 1 3/4 inches above what mine is, and I think I've got 1/2 inch risers on mine, and his is about 1.5 inches or so higher than that, so I guess it's a 2-inch riser. But it has like the anti-vibration bushings in it. There's not a lot of flex, which I'm glad about, and I think Lane will like it that way too. It takes some of the vibration out, but the handlebars don't feel so wonky when you're in the bumps and the whoops and stuff like that. But as far as the positioning that the rise on the steering stem gives you, instead of being leaning forward and your weight positioned forward, which is a problem on the Raptor, it sits you up in a more upright position. It's a whole lot more like a 450 when you sit on it now. It's easier to shift your weight to the rear when you're going to hit a jump or something. I'm probably going to be upgrading to a Alba steering stem on mine as well here soon, because I really like the way it feels on his. So let's see what else. I think I've pretty much covered all the major parts, but without getting into details on exactly what we spent on each part, which would take forever, total cost on this thing, replacing everything that had to be replaced, as well as, you know, going ahead, and if we're going that far, we might as well just, you know, do a full-on build. So we ended up, Lane ended up spending between $4,500 and $5,000 on parts. But she's back like she rode off the showroom floor, folks. I mean, we really took our time, went through every nut and every bolt, cleaned everything top to bottom. She's in good shape right now. I'm confident in it, and I'm pleased with it, and I think he will be too. And the next thing is to get a chance to ride it. Like I said, the farthest we've rode it right now is just to the backyard to wash it off. And you know, other than that, that's really all the riding we've done on it. But as soon as we're through filming here in just a minute, we're gonna hit a little lap around the neighborhood, bring it back, check over everything, make sure everything's still good and tight, nothing's vibrated loose, and just go through everything, kind of check it out. And if everything's good, and I suspect it will be, then this weekend we'll probably hit the trails with it and try to do our first real ride video back since the crash. So look forward to that coming soon. And you know, who knows, if things work out well, maybe soon after Christmas we can plan a trip somewhere. Have no idea where, nowhere in mind really. That's kind of something we're gonna have to look into. But we want to go ride somewhere, and good possibility, not sure yet, so don't hold me to it, but maybe doing a quad takeover again in January, somewhere around mid-January is whenever we've done it the past 2 years. So maybe we'll be able to do it around the same time frame this year, not sure. It may be a little later in the year just because of the weather and the time of work stuff that I've got going on now. I've been filming some videos for some local businesses, and they've been keeping me pretty busy. So I should be wrapped up with that towards the end of January, and then I'll be free to kind of get back and hit YouTube hard again. So we thank y'all for watching and for sticking with us through this. I know the videos hadn't been coming out like they once were, and we're gonna try to get back to doing that. Just hope you understand that you know, sometimes life dictates you do things other than what you might necessarily want to do right away. But it is what it is, and we just gonna roll with it. I'm thankful. I feel blessed to have work to be able to do. So I look at that as a good thing. YouTube's just a hobby right now. It's not making me any money really, so got to take care of what matters the most first. But anyway, thanks for watching. And I have noticed on analytics that a lot of you guys that are watching the videos are not subscribers. So if you would help us out and hit that subscribe button, we'd greatly appreciate it. You know, we're not trying to make a living doing YouTube. That's not what we're doing this for. We do it because we love it. But we would very much like to hit that 1,000 subscribers mark and the 4,000 watch hours, just to open up the possibilities of dealing with more companies. It's really hard to get companies to work with you on YouTube until you at least hit that mark. So if y'all would help us out, hit that subscribe button and like and share our videos, and help us out. But once again, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.